for $39. It's hard to say. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am so excited because we are testing out a new Tarte palette, and I love Tarte eyeshadows, so whenever I see a new palette drop I get so excited. So today we're reviewing the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea High Tides and Good Vibes eyeshadow palette, and I think that's such a cute name, and I'm already so excited about the unicorn. I think it's so gorgeous with this like waves and the sea turtle. I think it's so cute. So without further ado, let's get into this. So this is the palette. Look how gorgeous it is. You see how the water like moves on the inside. I think this is so gorgeous. I can't get over it. I'm so excited to open it up. First thing I see that I absolutely love is there's a giant mirror. Say hello to the mess in the background, but look how pretty this mirror is. I think it's so nice to have a giant mirror, and it's been a long time since I've had a palette that has had such a giant mirror, so I'm super excited about that. They actually printed the names on the palette this time, which I'm super excited about, because if you've watched my previous Pineapple of My Eye palette videos, you know that I'm not very good at the whole like flipping it upside down and like reading it type of thing, so this is great for me. And I just want to say how excited I am to jump on into these shadows. They are so gorgeous. But before we do that, I just want to do some live swatches for you all. So these are all the shades for you. Before we jump into an eye look, I just want to go over what I experienced when I was swatching and what my first impressions were. So first thing I noticed was that these two shades, the Beach Therapy and the South Beach, these two there, they were really powdery, so hopefully it doesn't really translate that way, but it seemed really powdery just by swatching it. So as you can see, my face is pretty much done except for my eyes. To honor the Rainforest of the Sea line, I wanted to use other products in Tarte's Rainforest of the Sea line. So to do my face today, I used the Rainforest of the Sea foundation and the Rainforest of the Sea Aqua Sealer. I love both of these. I use the Aqua Sealer a lot more than the foundation. I find that the foundation's a little bit more matte than I'm used to, but I learned if I use a more hydrating moisturizer underneath, it kind of works out to balance each other. So I really like these, and in case you're wondering, I used to use the Tarte Shape Tape to do my under eye and to set my eyelids, as well as the Tarte Expose Highlighter. Okay, so I'm super excited to get into the palette. For my transition shade, I'm going to use Beach Therapy. That's that shade right here. So I'm just going to tap in here. Whoa, so dusty. Oh my goodness. When I'm just like tapping it, there's so much kick up. Oh, okay. Gotta be careful with this one then. Just gonna tap off the excess then. Ooh. A lot of excess. And then we're just gonna put this into our crease. I will say though, they are blending out really nicely. I'm not having any issues with blending. Now I'm just gonna take a slightly more tapered blending brush. This is the Morphe M573. I'm going to dip into Aloha Beaches. I think that name is so cute. And that's the shade right here. This one is also very dusty. Oh, this makes me so sad because I usually like eyeshadows by Tarte. Look how dusty this is. Oh my god, you can see that a lot. So we're just going to be really careful with this and try to just stamp it into the crease. And then blend it in. This one is blending out really nicely as well, so I'm super happy about that. I think that's about good. I want to just do a little pop of blue on the lid since I'm super excited about this blue. I want to take this shade right here called Surf's Up, and I'm going to put this all over my lid, which sounds crazy, but I just want to see how it looks. It's swatched really pretty, so I'm excited to see what this looks like. Okay, it's much more sheer than I would have liked. Let's dip into that again. Definitely not as dusty as the other shades, but it's definitely coming off sheer, and as you can see, it just kind of looks gray in the camera. That's kind of really sad because this is such a pretty pastel shade. I'm gonna see what happens if I try to build it up. Okay, we got it to a slightly more pastel color, but it's still so disappointing. I'm so sad about that. Okay, we're gonna move on. Now I'm just going to take a even smaller blending brush. This is the Morphe M506, and I'm just going to tap into the shade here called Dive In. I think that color is so pretty. It's like a navy blue, so I'm excited about that. Just tapping in. This one is a lot more creamy. It's not as dusty as the mattes. So I'm just going to dip into this and then target this on the outer corner. Okay, I'm pretty happy about that. So now I'm just going to go back into that Surf's Up shade, that pastel blue, and just try to bring back some of that color into the inner corner since it is a little bit more of a sheer shimmer shade, and layer it on top of the blue. Okay, that's kind of pretty. I don't really know how I like that, but that's kind of pretty. I wish there was like a deeper brown shade that I could use to kind of like intensify the crease. So I'm just gonna try to go back into Aloha Beaches, which is that color right there, and just try to deepen up the crease. And for the sake of trying not to clean more brushes, I learned this technique from one of my favorite YouTubers, Ali Glines. You just squish the brush like this, tap into the same color, and then you can run it under your lower lid. And then just to kind of tie everything back together, I'm going to go back into our transition shade Beach Therapy, that shade right there, and we're just going to tap in and kind of just soften up the edges. Okay, so that's the look we have right now. I'm feeling very mermaidy. So I'm going to do the other eye off camera and then I'll be right back. Alright guys, this is the finished look. I added some eyeliner. I used the Kitten Tarte eyeliner and the Lights Camera Lashes 4-in-1, I think that's what it's called, mascara to finish up the look. And I feel like I am living my true rainbow fish fantasy right now. Like, do you remember that book, The Rainbow Fish? Anyway, I also put the shade Buried Gold in my inner corners. I thought it really kind of brought together the look and made me look more like a fish, but that's almost like an inspiration at this point. Final thoughts on this palette. I like the way the look turned out, but it took a lot of work to get here. And I feel like the colors on my eyes don't really reflect what the palette kind of looks like. If you see this and then you look at my eyes, like, you wouldn't think that I put this shade on, right? Like, it's way muted, a lot more dusty on the eye, and it looks a little bit more gray, not as true to color or pigmented as in the pan, which is super saddening. I thought that there was a lot of kick up in the pan, especially for the mattes. Did that mean that they blended out really well? Yes, but now the palette's getting a little dusty. I have to be really careful about the way I like dip into it. I mean, if you don't mind kick up, then that's fine, but I just thought that there was a lot, and then when you saw when I tried to dust off the brush, there was just like a puff of smoke. I don't know. For $39, it's hard to say. I mean, you get 12 shades. 4 of them are more like pressed glitters. I don't know. For $39, it's hard. I think a lot of that $39 was spent on this packaging, which to me, honestly, it got me. I thought that this was so adorable and it feels really luxurious. Like, the packaging is super hefty, as I mentioned like a billion times. I think for me personally, the palette is worth it because I don't have a lot of palettes with blue shades in it. I don't have a lot of glitters or pressed glitters. So this palette for me, $39, like, could I have gotten other products or other palettes that had similar shades? Probably, but to have such a pretty palette a part of my collection, I think I'm gonna say it's okay, but you saw how much I struggled. There was so much fallout. I didn't even have to put any blue on my lower lash line because it all just like transferred down. If you see on my cheek, there's a lot of hints of blue. So tip, if you do end up purchasing this palette and you want to do this look or a look like this, definitely do your eyes first and then put your concealer on after so that you can clean up any fallout. Or you could bake the under eye with powder and then just kind of dust it off after you're done. But I think my recommendation would be to go ahead, do your eyes, and then do your concealer so that you can clean up the under eye. And especially with these blue hues, it can make you look like you have even darker eye bags, which really sucks since I know a lot of us already have enough eye bags as it is, so we don't need any blue eyeshadows to add to that, you know? So I have a lot of mixed feelings about this palette. I'm gonna try to keep working on it. I'm gonna try to make another video to test out other looks with this palette to see if maybe other shades work together better, but I don't know, we'll see. Oh, I forgot to add a lipstick. Let's add a lipstick, shall we? So I added one of Tarte's Color Splash lipsticks. I love this formula, by the way, and this is a shade Vacay. I thought it suited the palette since we're doing a more ocean fish themed look. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe. It would mean so much to me, and hit the notification bell so you're updated whenever I upload new videos. And as always, don't forget to like it, dislike it, share it, do whatever you want with the video, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.